guys, welcome back to another Master and Apprentice video and podcast. Today we've got some fun, exciting news about the MCU's future and X-Men. We know, for the most part, the next saga for the MCU is going to be the Mutant saga, right? We've heard, some maybe cosmic to it as well, like a Mutant cosmic saga, but it's going to be defined by the mutants. And we know this from lots of rumors, but we also just know that they're shaping up to create some great X-Men stories, right? We know after Thunderbolts, when it came out, the director Drake Schreier was put on the project of X-Men. We had heard lots of different rumors about casting. It's heavily speculated that Sadie Sink in Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to be playing the part of Jean Grey in the MCU going forward. What her part in Spider-Man Brand New Day is yet to be seen, obviously, but you can put 1 plus 1 together, figure it out yourself. So with all that being said, we just didn't know what to expect, right? Because Doomsday's at the end of this year, Secret Wars next year, which means in two and a half years, we're going to be expecting X-Men, an X-Men trailer, right? And we're starting to get some more news, more information about these X-Men movies. In a couple of recent interviews, we've heard Drake Schreier mention a couple of different things, some inspiration from the Chris Claremont X-Men run, the Grant Morrison X-Men run was even mentioned, even kind of some of Jonathan Hickman. He said they're looking more to go back towards that Chris Claremont run, what for the most part is kind of what founded the X-Men and their generational run from the 80s to even today. The mansion, the X-Men kind of being separate from the school and secrecy, and a lot of the different stuff we got from that run that, is kind of known for the X-Men. Whereas like Jonathan Hickman's X-Men was a great run, but it's very, very different compared to the rest of the X-Men history. So, we know kind of the inspiration. He said directly that's not, a hint or a clue is what stories you're telling, but that's like the inspiration of the stories they want to tell. And that's cool. I think we've had some speculation that the X-Men movies are going to be kind of like the Avengers movies for the next saga, which makes a lot of sense for comics. For the longest time, the X-Men were the biggest superhero team, especially in Marvel. So it'd be very, very cool to see how they handle it. We know from articles with Collider that they were looking to do more than one X-Men movie. They want to get this first one done and have some success with it, but they've mentioned they're looking at doing more stories with this team. And like I said, if they're continuing the idea of doing Avengers level stories with the X-Men, it makes a lot of sense to have more than one project ready and loaded. So very exciting news. I know it's not a lot, but we're finally getting something for the X-Men. And I'm a big X-Men fan. I've always been a little bit more Avengers because my favorite superhero of all time has always been Captain America. But the X-Men are just so cool, and they're a part of the Marvel that's like, I wouldn't say secluded, but like the mutants and the rest of the superhero community are kind of separated. And so to get a whole new era and genre of Marvel stories is, I think, very, very intriguing, very, very interesting. So all that being said, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys are most excited to see for story-wise. Coming from that Chris Claremont, from the 80s to the early 2000s, pretty much up until like Ed Brubaker, Matt Fraction's run, kind of always started seeing a shift in the X-Men storytelling from like the mansion and the team being split apart. Let me know that era of stories you guys are most interested to see, most excited to see. I think there's a lot of cool stuff. They've obviously had a Dark Phoenix story to tell, but that's been done 1,000 times at this point. So there's a bunch of other stories. We know they're interested in Mr. Sinister, Apocalypse, so any of those stories, but there's plenty of other stories. A cosmic, X-Men story isn't too far out of the horizon. We know they want to do cosmic stories. Shi'ar, the Brood. There's a lot of cool, interesting stories that can be told. So all that being said, let me know what you guys think down in the comments, what you guys are most excited for. Don't forget to hit that like, don't forget to hit that subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.